boys and girls, that is track closure. Please come off the track. We will begin with the U17 Women's Scratch Race. So U17 Women's Scratch. After that, we will follow up with the Master C Men U17 and U19 Boys Scratch Race, followed by the Women's Scratch Race, followed by the Masters AB Men's Scratch Race, followed by the Elite Men's Madison Scratch Final. I'll find out what kind of race that is later. And then we will go on to the points race. So folks, while we're getting ready for the racing to get started, allow myself to introduce myself. My name is Ryan Cousineau, and I'd also like to welcome Timothy Ho, who will be co-commenting with me this evening. He flew all the way from Halifax just to be here with us. He flew all the way from Ontario just to be here with us, and boy, are his arms tired. Timothy, what kind of bike racing do you think we're going to be seeing tonight?
Hopefully we're not sketchy bike racing.
Well, Tim, I'm not sure that I share your optimism that that's even a possibility. Nonetheless, here we go. It's the Western Challenge 2022, back in business, better than ever. The gloves are off, the masks are off, everything's on the table, hopefully not all over the track. We're going to start with some scratch racing. All right, so it appears I'm going to have to do without a co-pilot for a moment because Timothy Ho has been pulled away for holding duties. I can see that we have the U17 women staged on the backstretch. So they'll bring them around to the front, give them their race instructions right here, and then we will be away to the races. All right, so we're taking a peek at the start list for this event. This race is scheduled for 25 laps, that is to say 5 kilometers of our beautiful 200-meter wooden velodrome. It looks like we've got 6 starters tonight, and I will introduce them to you as we line them up. All right, so let's introduce you to these riders. On the top of the rail, we have from the Juventus Cycling Club, rider 414, Catherine Williams, and her teammate, rider 415, Juliette Versailles. Those two are racing from Edmonton, Alberta. They are shadowed on the rail by Sydney Swarenga, racing for my beloved Team Devo, coming straight out of Vancouver. And we're just circulating the other 3 riders back to the bottom. So at the front of the bottom of the track, we have rider 418, Kimberly Chen, for the Triple Shot Cycling Club. All the way from Victoria, British Columbia. She had to get on a boat just to get here, along with her teammate, Isla Rendell. That may be Ela. I will get a check on that from one of the Victorians. Of course, the delightful thing about coming from Victoria to Vancouver is you travel not only in space but also time. They came straight from the late 1800s just to be here. And last but not least, rider number 420, Allison Lee Meyer. She's racing for the Burnaby Velodrome Club itself, and she comes straight out of Delta. All right. The riders have been given their instructions. They are under the control of the starter, Kimberly Allen. Kimberly seems to have her shooting iron out. Obviously part of the Western Challenge theme here this weekend. And away we go. The race is underway. They will begin with a neutral lap here, so the riders will come together for the first turn of this track. They're going nice and easy first through those first two corners. It can be a little bit exciting on these steep velodrome boards. We often say that the minimum speed for going through the corners is 30 kilometers an hour. Any slower than that, and you will slide right off the track. And let's see, the starter seems to like what she sees, and away we go with a shot! It's the two triple shot riders leading it out. So Timothy Ho, do you know these riders well? Do you have any predictions about where we're going to see some action or who we should have as the marked woman here?
I have no idea, to be honest. But it's going to be Alberta versus BC's lineup right here.
I would say so. But it looks like we've got Sydney Sorenga from the Devo team leading it out. Right on her wheel is, of course, Allison Lee Meyer, the BBC Supervan, resplendent in the pink and black kit. Or would you call that red and black? I'm not sure. We'll go with salmon and black. How about that? Sorenga off the front, Allison Lee Myers, and it's the two triple shots. That would be, I believe that's going to be Kimberly Chen in the lead, either that or Ila Rendell.
Kimberly Chen.
Yep, it's Chen on the front. Rendell will take her turn. And both riders go up, and it's Sorenga on the front again. This is a 25-lap scratch race, so they've got about 22 laps to go. The scratch race is the simplest of bicycle races. From a simpler era, first past the finish line after the completion of 25 laps is the winner. If you take a lap in the scratch race, you're up a lap. That means you finish a lap early. That means you will beat everybody who is down a lap. So it's as good as that. At the highest levels, scratch races are frequently won by taking a lap because that can be a decisive factor. Timothy Ho, how much experience do you have with scratch racing yourself?
Couple race, not that much.
What's your preferred strategy in a scratch race?
Let other people do the work and sprint at the end.
An excellent strategy, but speaking of the opposite of that, it appears that Kimberly Chen has decided to just go out and do all the work herself. She's got about a quarter of a lap on the field, and they're not looking at closing her very easily. It's a ragged chase, Lee Meyer leading it. Swearingen on her wheel, and it looks like the two Juventus riders are a little bit behind the field, and the triple shot's other rider, Ila Rendell, on the tail of that group. She may not be trying to chase down her teammate. However, there are no teammates technically in mass start track events except for the Madison. So as a result, you will not see riders wearing the same jerseys working together, or at least they'll try to make it look subtle. It probably comes down to more along the lines of a lot of riders aren't very likely to chase down their roadie teammates if someone decides to go on attack. But with that, Chen is caught, and it looks like now it's a group of three, Swearingen, Chen, and Lee Meyer on the front of the field. And if they keep it up, they can leave these other three riders behind, which might be a very tidy cleaning up of the finish for those three. 15 laps to go. We are 10 laps into this race. Our lead group of three has about a quarter lap just over on the rest of the field. Let's see if they can leg it out and make that a catch. But the group of three at the back, the two Edmonton Juventus riders, plus the other triple shot rider, Ila Rendell, are making a go of it. They are trying to chase down these three, but now it looks like there's another breach. Ila Rendell has decided to make an escape. She's not sure what she's doing. She was going up for a minute, realized there was nobody with her, and now she's going it alone, and she'll stay in the sprinter's lane. This is, of course, a classic element of track cycling. Timothy Ho, lead us through. What does it look like? We're seeing this very nice working together and going up above the blue line. You want to tell us all about how working a pace line is on the track?
Well, you basically pull a laps and then you pull up and then work around, keep your momentums up, and then you recover at the back.
So,
Just keep moving.
So why do they go so far up track when they're making the exchanges there?
You basically go up track to keep your momentum, and then come down high enough velocity to like go back to the back of the group.
So it's like you're paying off you're stealing some momentum from the world every time you go up track, and then you're getting it back as you come back down onto the wheel. Makes for a slightly cleaner exchange, makes it a little bit more efficient. It's one of the lovely things you'll see. Just watch for the grace and beauty of these very effectively done rider exchanges by these three women working together at the front. So here's the race situation. It is still Swearingen, Lee Meyer, and Kimberly Chen leading group of three. And it looks like Ila Rendell has almost bridged. She's within a few bike lengths, but meanwhile our lead group of three, I'm afraid, is going to catch the Juventus riders any moment now. It's riders 414 and 415, Catherine Williams and Julia Versailles. They are in grave danger of being put down a lap.
8 laps to go.
With 8 laps to go. And the catch, I'm going to call it made in this corner or the next. Swearingen's going to bring him over. Watch out, Juventus riders. Here comes the field. So they won't like that. They didn't want to go down a lap here. That'll knock them out. They'll have to settle for racing now for 5th and 6th place. I think I am. What should I... Oh, okay, yeah. If you go... I got another tab here. Yeah, events view or... Yeah, you can smack whatever you want in the keyboard. Oh, just delete. And just keyboard. Just getting a little technical assistance from our good friends at racetiming.ca, who are providing the timing and scoring for this weekend's events. If you have a smartphone or even a semi-smartphone, or perhaps an ancient device known as a laptop, you will be able to go to racetiming.ca, and if you click on the results tab for the Western Challenge, you'll be able to see the schedule and the race results in as real time as it gets. Back to the bike race. It looks like we still have our wrecking crew of 3. That would be, of course, Swearingen, Chen, and Ila Rendell. No, Swearingen, Chen, and Lee Meyer. Allison Lee Meyer, rolling. And I think they may have actually they've just put Ila Rendell down a lap as well. So Rendell is in the same boat as the Juventus riders. But there's only 2 to go, so the torture will be over soon. I am corrected. It is, of course, Ila Rendell from the Triple Shot Cycling Club. She's gone down a lap, I'm afraid. And that's the bell lap. So your sprint is on these 3 riders in the salmon and black, green, and one of the triple shots, and it's Lee Meyer's coming over the top. Lee Meyer, Kimberly Chen doing a good job, and Sydney Swearingen. So it's going to be Allison Lee Meyer, Kimberly Chen, and Sydney Swearingen are your top 3. And the minor placings will go there. I believe that it will be Ila Rendell taking 4th place, And I didn't see how the sprint settled out for Williams and Versailles from Juventus, but we'll have that result for you, and it'll be posted. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our next race is the old and the new. We should have the junior men and the masters men racing another scratch race for you. So race time for the U17 women was given as 39.6 kilometers an hour. That is a credible speed, and congratulations to Allison Lee Meyer, your winner, racing for the home team, the Burnaby Velodrome Club. All right, and I see that we've got our U17, U19 boys and our Masters C men all lined up. They will be brought around to the start line, and then we will do the neutral lap. All right, so it looks like we've got a pretty good field here. One light scratch. I don't think we've got Campbell Parish lining it up there, but it appears that we will have 3, 6, and 9. I'm going to call it 11 riders. And it looks like I'm going to lose my co-commentator Timothy for a few moments, as he's going to be holding some of these riders. So let's introduce you to who we do have here on the top of the railing, starting at the front in the beautiful blue and black and white kit. Aaron Stagg racing for Beachy Sport Tanya Dubnikoff out of Calgary, Alberta. Number 403 racing for my close personal teammates. It's Monty Rigby, is it?
Looks like Mark Stein. Yeah, he's up there.
Okay, well.
Mark and Campbell are coming.
Okay. Looks like we've got Monty Rigby, number 402 in the Devo kit. Number 403 will be Ben Morin, racing only for himself from Spruce Grove, Alberta. Number 405 is the triple shot rider, Oscar Wong. And then we've got number 526 for Beachy Sport from Cochrane, Alberta, Caden Colling. And then it's one of my teammates on the Devo Cannondale squad. I believe that's going to be rider number 528, Manu Moore. With the somewhat awkwardly positioned number, he did not get the memo about correct number location. Rider 532 will be Remy Garrison from the Triple Shot Cycling Club of Victoria, British Columbia. And all the rest. We'll introduce you to them as they come around. These riders are going to get a 40-lap or 8-kilometer scratch race. Same rules as the last one. All you got to do is come around and be the first rider to the finish look for the attempts to take a lap, especially in a field this size, Timothy Ho. I think that taking a lap with these aggressive young riders is going to be the decisive factor, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, especially someone with a high FTP will be really easy to take a laps here.
Yes, it's only 200 meters, and starter Kim fires the gun. We've got one of the Devos on the front. Who can tell which one? I'm going to let Tim look at that for me. And I believe that's one of the Beachy Sport riders. I sort of kind of recognize the kit. We're just going to make some stuff up. But I believe that's Aaron Stagg on the front now in the shiny Beachy Sport kit number 401. And away we go with the first attack. That's rider 526. Rider 526 is Caden Calling from the Beachy Sport, one of the Albertans. And it looks like he's got sort of a casual two-up getaway going, but the riders are having none of it. Too early, too late. And so they are, once again, as our old friend Jeremy Story would say, Gruppo Compacto, with the exception of one of the Masters riders. He looks lost out there. That's rider number 550, John Clark, a Velodrome Club regular out here. He races out of Vancouver only for himself, although I believe that's the... Check. I believe that is John Cochran. You may not be able to hear me very well. I'm just going to have to yell a lot, but they're just checking some technical difficulties. If I have to, I'll just come up into the stands and yell at you individually. We will do what we have to. Check. Oh, okay. Have you got me back in the room, though? All right, I think we are back, and the technical difficulties have hopefully been alleviated. And fortunately, the riders didn't do anything too exciting while we were trying to figure that out. 34 laps to go. We are, as our old friend Jeremy Story would say, Gruppo Compacto on the field. You can see, Tim, that with the riders all bunched up high and low on the track, that's how you can tell that they're not going very quickly until they are. Who is that coming off the front here? Rider 526, Caden Calling, going for another attack. He is closely shadowed by, I believe that's Manu Moore. Is it 528? Manu Moore, my old friend from the Devo Cannondales. And now it's everybody's attacking off the front. It's sort of a 4-wide attack with a 6-wide chase, and it's Remy Garrison going, gone. Slight lead for Garrison, but only slight. Let's see if he can hold it out. The chase is coming. Garrison gives up. And it's a race in one of the provincial jerseys. Rider 527, Cam McCollum. He's listed as Charge BC XC Racing coming out of Langley, but I can tell you that is a provincial cycling team jersey he's wearing tonight. That distinctive red kit with the blue and yellow striping. But it looks like it's Garrison on the front again. He couldn't get enough of that earlier breakaway, and now once again the field is watching each other. Look at those eyes, left and right, riding close, riding high. This is all classic. Everybody's waiting for the next move to go. Heaven knows there's a lot of young, strong, and highly ambitious legs in this field. Who knows when the next attack will come. 28 laps remaining. Everybody's above the stairs line. Gentlemen, this is not a Madison. You are not waiting to be thrown in. Show us some fun out there. Well, the bike race wants what the bike race wants. Madison teams, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in being on the Madison event, please come see the race officials right away. Madison teams to the officials desk. Last call. I think they're looking to rustle up a few more, if I understood what I was being told. So if you have any interest in being a Madison team, please come see the officials desk. Corey Ostertag would like to talk to you. He's in the black Cycling BC jacket.
So, what's happening? In the front.
All right. And away we go. It's Cam McCollum leading out slightly, but he will be switching gears with Cam McCollum. Oh, sorry, with Caden Calling. It's Cam McCollum and Caden Calling. I am not going to enjoy this. But I believe that is, in fact, yes, that's Cam McCollum sort of on the front, and then it's Remy Garrison in the triple shot kit, that distinctive Argyle blue with the red. And then it's one of the Alberta riders, Beachy Sport. I believe that is 526, Caden Calling from Cochrane, Alberta. But again, it's a very slack field, only 22 laps left. We're almost at the halfway mark of this 40-lap or 8-kilometer scratch race. Timothy Ho, what do you think these riders are waiting for at this point?
Waiting for this final sprint, except who we got here. Except for one, Aaron Stagg going for an attack, followed by Cam McCollum. Cam McCollum.
Cam McCollum, that's his new nickname, we've decided. And it looks like we've got
Big gaggle right here.
I would describe this as a big gaggle, yes indeedy. And that big gaggle is being let out, and notice as the pack stretches thin under the tender ministrations of rider 404, Alexandre Miranda from the Juventus Cycling Club. He races out of St. Albert, Alberta, and then he pulls up. And once again, it's Remy Garrison on the front. So it's just lovely to see this much wide and far participation at this Western Challenge. We've got many riders from Alberta who've made the trip over. We've got the usual suspects from the island of Vancouver, and we've got a healthy crop of local and local-ish riders. So it's just some fantastic racing. And off the front, it's rider 526, Caden Calling, Beachy Sport. And he's got a slight gap with 15 laps to go. Getting chased down by, I believe that's Monty Rigby, the Tiny Terror. Although he's tiny no more, I'm pretty sure Monty Rigby is taller than I am now. Growth spurts will do that to you. And Rigby has indeed all but caught Calling. And Rigby on the front now, but you can see he's created a slight split in the field. This is a group of 5 off the front. There's a group of 2 in no man's land, and there's a group of 3 hanging on for dear life. But no attack comes, and everybody is back together. Chances lost. People are going to feel real silly if one of those last 3 riders ends up winning it all here in this scratch race. But with 12 to go, it is indeed a scratch race. Everybody is on even terms. I believe we lost John Clark, our Masters rider. So this has become an all U19 field now. Score 1 for youth and energy over age and guile. I'm sure we'll see John later in this evening. Where do we sit? 10 laps to go. Not much action. Everybody waiting. Perhaps the problem is maybe we have a field of 10 sprinters. Could that be it, Tim?
That's a possibility.
Do you know any of these riders well enough to call them out as either aggressively sprinters or pursuiters in nature? Who here is like living for the breakaway attack at this point with only 9 laps left?
Manu Mo, maybe? Manu, take a lap right now.
Yeah, that's right. We'll keep an eye on Manu. I shouldn't say that too loud. He's one of my teammates. Don't want to give away all his secrets. But no secrets remain for the young Cam McCollum from Langley, British Columbia. Wait, no, it was a false attack. He caught me. And it's rider 526, Caden Calling, a name I've been calling a lot. No pun intended. Now it's rider 402, Monty Rigby. He activates the race. The pace is up, but nobody's getting away. And it's 403 on the front, Ben Moran. He's racing. He's the man in black, racing only for himself. He's listed as an independent rider from Spruce Grove, Alberta, but I'll bet like all of the other Alberta riders, he's got plenty of experience on the velodromes of Edmonton and possibly Calgary. Is there one in both cities? We're not really sure how velodromes work in Alberta.
Shift to the next thingy.
Okay, we'll just keep it on.
Yeah, so if we just keep one of the tabs on that, and we should do this.
So next up, we will have the women's scratch race final. So this should be the open or elite women's final. And indeed, I see the elite women lined up in the staging paddock. So as soon as we can get these U19 boys to cool down and cool off, we will send out the elite women and we will have some fun. All right, while we're just waiting for the women to be called to the line, I'm just going to fill in some airspace for our technical crew here. One of the great things about track cycling is how many eager and active volunteers we have, because we need every one of them to keep this group going. You see the group of commissaires, timing and scoring specialists, and not one but two technical specialists doing a combination of our mixing and our finish line camera stuff. It's a fantastic group we have here. Plus all the other organizers. You can see folks taking care of the volunteers. You can see folks doing stuff like being the whip, the holder. All right, so we're lining up the riders. So at the top of the rail, we've got Fiona Ribs Majendi racing for the Red Truck Racing Mosaic Homes team. She is followed by her teammate, but remember there are no teammates. Oh, my mistake. Ribs Majendi is, of course, rider 409. Rider 406 right in front of her is Diane Snobelin, and she's racing for the Burnaby Velodrome Club. So Ribs is also in Burnaby Velodrome kit. Cool. And then we've got rider 412 right behind those two, Ariane Bonhomme from the Cyclery Racing, all the way from Gatineau, Quebec. Then it's rider 423, Ngare Baraclaw. I'm going to get some pronunciation tips on that in a few minutes. She is racing for the Cyclery as well, and she is from Vancouver, British Columbia. Then it's rider 425, racing for the Red Trucks, Sarah Van Dam. She's coming to you from Victoria, British Columbia. On the bottom, number 407 and 422, both racing for the Cyclery, Haley Bastardash and Annie Scott. And then we've got rider number, I can't see it, but by process of deduction, that will be Adele Degagné from Montreal. And last but not least, rider number 410, Veronica Ivy from Saanich, British Columbia. And away we go. This is the Elite Women's Race. 40 laps. No waiting. Let's see what happens, Timothy Ho. Okay, we got it. And away we go. The neutral lap has been rolled out. It's Snobelin on the front, followed by Fiona Majendi. Fiona has a specific nickname. She is, of course, known as Ribs. When she's not bike racing, she likes to do pre-med, but that's not why she's known as Ribs. That's because she likes to break ribs in sets of 4. Nobody's really sure why. Of the experience, I would say that she does not, in fact, recommend it. Please, kids, if you're one of the young riders out there, don't break any ribs. That's some racing advice, and I'm pretty sure that my colleague here, Timothy Ho, would agree with me on that.
I don't break any ribs.
Timothy Ho, have you broken any of your bones whatsoever?
None.
And why not?
Because I'm a safe rider.
You heard it here first. Tim Ho is a safe rider and has never broken a bone. I'd be looking for some wood to touch after that comment. 37 laps remaining. We've got one of the many Cyclery riders on the front. Rider number 412, that would be Ariane Bonhomme from Gatineau, Quebec. And now it's Veronica Ivy leading out the field. And then it's 422, Annie Scott. Scott's on front. She pulls up, and it's one of the two velodrome riders. Snobelin not doing any work. No point. 35 laps remaining. Same dynamic for this scratch race. One wonders how it's going to go. But they're maintaining a pretty steady pace. And that would be Sarah Van Dam on the front, but she's willing to keep the pace right where it is. No attack. And she will let the lead of the field get taken over by, I believe that is Adele Degagné from rider number 426 as she pulls up the two Cyclery riders. 407 there is Haley Bastarash from Edmonton, Alberta, and her teammate, I believe that is Nari Baraklov. Hello, hello. All right, that's a little better. Sorry about that. Anyways, there's a bike race going on. Just to reset the race for you, it's run now at 28 laps. We've had one rider out. Veronica Ivy is DNF'd. And we've got some rider and Adele Begagne, all the way from Montreal, coming here to race on our teeny tiny track. Apparently she's never heard of Milton, but we don't mind. Now we've got one of the cyclery riders. It's number 423, Neri Baraklov. If somebody from Neri's crew can tell me if I'm even close on the pronunciation, we'd appreciate it. And then we've got Van Dam on the front, followed by Degagne. And don't worry, I know I'm off on that pronunciation. And now we've got Ribs Majendi, followed by Snowballin on the lead of this race. We are down to, what is that? 7 riders in the lead of the field, one off the back. One of the cyclery riders is a little bit adrift. That would be Haley Bastarash. Come on, Haley, get back up there. But she's about a half lap down. It's not looking good. 23 laps remaining in this scratch race. The pace is picking up. You can see, Timothy Ho, how much the field is strung out here. Definitely some strong riders. Do you know these riders well enough? Do you have some thoughts about who's going to go for what kind of attack here?
Well, we still have 22 laps to go, so the pursuit or time trial riders still have a chance to take on the field.
That's a very good point. And again, we've said it before, but this is kind of a take a lap sort of event in that, especially at the high levels like these elite women, and this is a pretty elite field here, I think that there's a very real chance we'll see an attack off the front, try to take that lap, and then you are in the catbird seat, because once you're a lap up, there is nothing the field will be able to do to dislodge you from the field. All they can do is go solo and take a lap themselves. 20 laps are left in which to take a lap. That's half the race. And that's most of the field still out there. It's one of the velodromists on the front. I can't tell, but I think that's Snowballin. Her distinctive pigtail is the easiest way to tell her from Ribs Majendi in the same kit. Although Fiona is also riding the red and black bike as opposed to Diane Snowballin's black and white bike. All these little details, this is how your race commentator stays sane. That and having other people tell him when his mic is turned off. And there's an attack at the front from Degagne. The Montreal Massacre has begun.
Little taste. Sorry.
And away we go. The cyclery is off the front. It's rider number 423, Nari Baraklaw. Talk about that again. Number 425 on the front, Sarah Van Dam. And then it's the 2 velodromists. And it's Majendi, followed by Degagne. Now it's the 2 cyclery riders. Believe that's Bonhomme. It's all 3 of the cyclery riders there. All together. And we are Gruppo Compacto with 15 lapos to go. And it's getting a little calmer there. This is a chance. Haley Bastarash has already lost a lap, but maybe she can get back on even terms. And away we go. On the hot mic. And here we go. It's us. That's Snowballin on the front, I think. Yeah. And now it's Majendi taking it over. 12 laps remaining in this bike race. We're getting down to brass tacks. Cheer on Haley Bastarash. She's continuing on. She's getting her workout here. But at the front of the race, it's sort of a lot of gunslingers kind of looking left, looking right, wondering who's going to make the first move and who's going to make the last move. Majendi finds herself on the front of the field. 2 of the cyclery riders, number 23 and 22, that'd be Scott and Baraklaw, on her wheel, and now at the front, And here comes the attack. Rider 412, Ariane Bonhomme from Gatineau, Quebec. And she's gone, baby, gone. She has activated the race with 9 to go. She's decided it's time to take over. She's got one of her teammates trying to chase her down. Nairi Baraklov is in no man's land. Appropriate given it is, after all, the elite women's race. But on the front, we haven't called her name a lot, but we're calling it now. It's Ariane Bonhomme. She's doing the work when it's necessary. 7 to go. The only one even in the same picture as her is Baraklov. So at the front, it's Bonhomme, Baraklov, and then all the rest. There's a group of 5 chasing, and they're getting shredded. Haley Bastarash is pulled off. 6 laps remaining. Cheer on this brave attack by Bonhomme. She's going to make it stick, I think. She's gritting her teeth. She's got her teammate for some company.
Who is that again? The second? Who's that one? Rider 423.
Baraklov looking to make the bridge. And now it's Van Dam. Sarah Van Dam has separated herself from the field, but it's only a slight gap. Not sure if she can close it. 4 laps remaining. Cheer on these riders. This is quite the attack from distance. Can Bonhomme hold on? She's still going. She's breathing hard. She's turning all kinds of colors. But so are all the riders behind her. And it's Bonhomme on the front. Baraklov chasing. And then it's Van Dam, and I think that's Majendi making a group of 2, trying to catch them. 2 laps to go. And pretty soon, riders, watch out. You're going to get lapped pretty soon, and these riders are coming. It looks like Baraklov has made the catch, so now it's Bonhomme and Baraklov at the line. Oh my goodness, we're going to get a sprint after that long attack. And I think Baraklov has gone over the top. That's rider 423. Indeed, that is Nairi Baraklov. And she is your race leader. And she's your race winner. Bonhomme stays clear for second, and the sprint goes to Majendi for third. 4th place, Sarah Van Dam. What an escape at the end there. What a race. Sneaky racing. Lots of tactical fun there. All right, next up, Tim Ho. Who do we have on our calendar?
I think it's that big man.
Looks like we're going to be doing the Masters AB men's scratch race, so we should see them lining up soon. I see some Masters AB men over there, so they will be scratching it out, scratching away. And so we'll go take a peek and see if we can see a... So we have your results, your official results for the women's scratch race. Nairi Baraklov of the Cyclery. Ariane Bonhomme, 2nd place after her long, brave attack. Fiona Majendi sneaks it out for 3rd place over Sarah Van Dam. Diane Snoblin, 5th. Adele Desgagnés is 6th. Annie Scott, 7th. And Haley Bastarash is classified as 8th place.
All winter. I'm in peak form right now. Peak performance, except for one.
Hey, everyone. We've got some Burnaby Velodrome 25th anniversary swag on sale if you come over to the registration desk. It's limited edition. I'll be sporting some stuff and walking around. So 25th anniversary swag for Burnaby Velodrome.
All right, that's fantastic. That message coming to you from Hans, the Waffle House, because like the Waffle House, he never closes for business. If you see Hans Loffelhaus not working, then you know it's bad. He was just awarded, I believe, Coach of the Year for 2021 by Cycling BC, so a big congratulations to Hans for that well-deserved honor as we watch the Masters AB men come to the line. This is the scratch final. We're going to give these riders 50 laps because they're old and we like to hurt them. That would be 10 metric kilometers of this 200-meter track. And let's introduce you to the Personas Athleticae, as the Latins would almost certainly never have said. Rider number 537 at the top of the rail in the sweet, sweet pink kit, Willie Gonzalez, racing for the Cyclemeisters from Calgary, Alberta. Right behind him in the white and black, number 540, Matt Hers, racing for Keller Rohrbach from Seattle, Washington, home of the world-famous Almost Live comedy show. And apparently we're going to let these riders do a ride around because they want to rearrange them or something, but I'll keep introducing them to you. In the black and red kit, number 539, that would be Tom Baker of Gastown Cycling. Tom is the proud father of Sydney Swerenga, who you also saw racing earlier today. Meanwhile, hanging out on the rail, we've got rider number 543, Robert Mayfield from Colorado Springs, Colorado. He in the black and white kit on the black felt bicycle with the full tilt boogie disc wheel and zip wheel. That's how we'll be able to tell him.
Let's get the Madison team
All right.
to come over and make sure that they can have their kit.
Madison teams, please come to the starters desk. We need to issue your jerseys. Madison teams to the race officials for your race jerseys, please. Carrying on with the introductions, we have two riders racing in that sweet, sweet Burnaby Velodrome 25th anniversary kit skin suit, which you can purchase for yourself if you like. Rider number 542, the tastefully attired Mike McCorkle from Surrey, British Columbia. And right behind him, rider number 545, the ageless Uli Meyer. And they are both racing for the Burnaby Velodrome Club, and they are both away, so these riders will get a neutral lap. And if the starter likes what she sees, then they will get started with a rootin' tootin' 6-shooting starter gun. And then the race will be on 50 laps around our tight little 200-meter wooden velodrome, or as I like to call it, the Not Okay Corral, where dreams are broken on a moment-to-moment basis. And away we go. Tom Baker leads out the field with the two Velodrome Club members, Meyer and McCorkle on his wheel.
Are they racing right now?
6 riders in this lean, mean Masters AB field. Baker pulls up, leaves McCorkle on the front, Meyer on his wheel, Willie Gonzalez, pretty in pink, followed by rider number 540, Matt Hers from Seattle. Gonzalez on the front. He came all the way from Calgary just to suffer real bad here on the wooden boards of our beautiful velodrome. It may be cold in Alberta, but it's always warm in the velodrome. What could be better? Off the front, that would be Robert Mayfield. Mayfield is a very, very experienced trackee. Interesting to see him racing in the AB Masters now. He's been a force in elite track cycling in North America for a pretty long time. So I predict great things for this newly old rider. On the front, it's McCorkle.
Okay.
Like Mayfield's been like a...
Oh, right. Yeah, totally. All right, riders in the elite field for the Madison, make sure you come over to registration, grab your kit. We've got the jerseys there, your partner, and you. Come on over. We need those Elite Madison teams at the ready. So again, this is Elite Madison, and those few juniors that we're going to race in the Elite Madison, please come over to the registration. Make sure you have your kit, and we will go from there. Back to Mr. Cousineau.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to our bike race. And these very polite Masters AB men, not my usual experience, but nonetheless, are circulating around in a very orderly fashion. Perhaps they are under the mistaken impression that this is the Vets ride, but gentlemen, it is Friday night, it is not Sunday morning. You are not out for a training ride. There are no stop signs to blow. All you got to do is blow up this field. 40 laps remaining in this 50-lap race. 40 laps of scratching it out until we get to the finish. But they are Linus Stern Grupo Compacto, as our old friend Jeremy Story would say. Led around by rider number 540. That is, of course, Matt Hers. Racing for Keller Rohrback and coming here all the way from Seattle. And then on the front, we've got Gonzalez from the Cyclemeisters. I believe that translates as Cycle Masters. It's a little anticlimactic, really. And now on the front, once again, we've got number 542, Mike McCorkle, the local boy from Surrey, British Columbia. He came all the way over a bridge just to race his bicycle here tonight. Possibly the Patello, possibly the Portman. We'll get more information on that for you later. He may have even used the Alex Fraser Bridge. Very daring if he's actually from one of the more Deltic parts of Surrey. But it's Gonzalez on the front.
No bridges between here and Calgary. Actually, there's probably lots of bridges between here and Calgary. Come on, he would have taken the Portman, or maybe he flew. Hard to say, really. But at any rate, we're down to a field of 5 because it looks like Tom Baker is taking a beating out there. And he is adrift. He'll go down a lap, or possibly worse. We will see, but the field is lighting it up now. 34 laps to go, and we've got a rider off the front. And of course, it's one of the... No, it's 540. It's Matt Hers. I can barely tell Matt from the two teammate alikes. He's got his evil twins on the Burnaby Velodrome 25th anniversary field. But Hers' slight attack is not enough to get away. He pulls up and he's immediately grabbed. The field chases him down. Nobody doing a counterattack. So we're back to a somewhat illusory group of 6 there because I believe that Baker is down a lap now. We'll look for confirmation on the official scoring. Timothy Ho, how well do you know these riders? Do you have any predictions about who wants to do what? All I know is that the canny Uli Meyer has done very little work and is a very smart rider, and I expect terrible things from him in the very near future.
First of all, I have no idea any of these riders are, but I mean, Udi's Miles is hiding. He's hiding in the packs.
That is very true. In fairness to young Timothy Ho, most of these riders are old enough to be his father, and it's not even close. Not for Uli Meyer, he's old enough to be Tim.
Grandfather. Sorry, Uli, I had to throw that down. Uli, however, as much as I may diss, is an incredibly successful local boy here. He's raced track for a long time with the A group, and he be fast. Tom Baker back on the front of the field, doing an effort, getting in his workout. But again, he's a lap down, so he won't figure in the final sprint, but that is normal for a scratch race. You go down a lap, you're still there. Maybe Tom can take a lap against this hot and heavy competition. Maybe not, but if he does go off the front, I'm pretty sure this field will let him go. 28 laps remaining. Gonzalez on the tip of the field. No attacks, but they are line astern, which means they're not taking it that easy. Kind of a baseline. Maybe they've got the idea this is a drill. But ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. This is a bike race. And there are only 27 laps of it to go. It's going to be whoever gets to the finish first. And to finish first, you must first finish first. Anyway, 26 laps left. And it's Robert Mayfield on the front. I told you he was a smart and canny rider and probably one of the favorites in this field. And it does look like there's a bit of separation in this field now. Some of the front runners have gone to the front, and look at that, just like that. We have sort of done a little separation of the wheat from the chaff here, and all of a sudden it's Gonzalez, Meyer, Mayfield, and I believe that is also not McCorkle, but the other guy, Matt Hers. So 3 out-of-town riders and the pride of the local Masters field have now regenerated themselves. But just as easily as I say that, Mike McCorkle is back on terms. So it is all once again for nothing. Mayfield on the front. 22 laps left. Plenty of time for some action, but it looks like McCorkle is yo-yoing there. Come on, Mike, cheer him on. He's the local boy. Let's get back on terms with the visiting hot shoes there, because right now it's the usual suspects: Meyer, Hers, Mayfield, and Gonzalez. And now it's Hers, Mayfield, Gonzalez, Meyer. Make that Gonzalez, Meyer, Hers, Mayfield. This is like some sort of action puzzle. 20 laps to go, 4 riders on lead terms. Mike McCorkle is not down a lap yet, so cheer him on, but it looks like he's given up hope of regaining the pack, so he's going to take the lost lap, and I think that Baker, who is following him around, will go down too. 19 laps left in this race. But no, McCorkle has heard the commentary or something. He's got his second win and he's away. With the field looking very relaxed, he's got a chance to get back on terms. 18 laps left. Green lead group of 4. McCorkle, watch him. He's coming. He's down to under half a lap. He could still make it back. Meanwhile, Willie Gonzalez leads around a very relaxed group of 4. Baker is back with them in the red and black of the Gastown cycling team, but he is down 2 laps now. I'm not telling that to make Tom feel bad. I'm telling you that so you know what the score is. And away we go. So it's this lead group of 4 plus Baker. Gonzalez on the front. Baker doing a little bit of work, which he's allowed to do in a scratch race, at least in this situation. And now I believe that is Meyer on the front, followed by Hers. So Hers in the lead. Mayfield. Gonzalez resplendent in that sweet, sweet pink kit. Speaking of sweet kit, you should check out these glorious hoodies and ball caps designed to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Burnaby Velodrome Club. These designs are the latest iteration by the inimitable Jonathan Wood, a very talented local designer and sometime bike racer who did the original Burnaby Velodrome 3-color B logo, and now he's done a 3-color 25th anniversary logo. Get it today so that you can tell people you are here for the 25th year of this glorious facility here in the lovely suburb of Burnaby, close to major ports. And the lap board says 12 to go. 12 to go for these riders. That would be 2.4 kilometers if my math is right, but math is hard, so don't trust me. Please make your own calculation. Mayfield on the front, shadowed by Meyer. Gonzalez right there, and then it's Matthew Hers. Baker is flagging, but he's already down 2, so not a diss on Tom. It's just that he won't be in the finish for the top 4. 10 laps to go. It's okay, don't feel bad for Tom. He can live vicariously through his very talented daughter, Sydney. Hers takes a turn on the front, gives it up to Mayfield. 9 laps to go. We are inside the 2K mark. All these riders got to be looking around. It looks like it's going to come down to a sprint unless somebody makes a very late escape here. If it comes down to a sprint, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, look for things to really ramp up around 3 to go. I think that all 4 of these riders are talented enough to take it, but each in their own way. I don't think of Meyer as a natural sprinter, but he knows his way around a track, and if there's a way to win from this distance, he probably has it figured out. Should probably call Uli Meyer the Professor. First of all, it's more tasteful than his previous nickname of the Ageless Uli Meyer. But right now it's Mayfield on the front. Hurds takes over. They are still line at stern. They are still at 6 laps left, and they are still watching each other very carefully. But you can see by how they are running 4 in a row that this is a real riding pace. They're not just taking it easy, would you say, Tim? What do you see out here in this race right now?
Well, they're trying to save the last bit of energy for the last sprint.
That sounds about right to me, too. And in that context, I would say that that's exactly what's going on. They're all looking around. Nobody wants it to get too slow. And with 4 riders, there's not really an ability for them to just slow down and turn this into a match sprint. Out well. Speaking so the elite matter. And I will introduce cycling a few shadows and also total girls who love crashing because you kind of get a bit of both. The Madison is one of the most chaotic races in the velodrome. Two men, these teams are singing each other into the feature of the Madison is the active rider literally will transfer by grabbing hands with the outgoing rider, literally throwing the new rider into the bike race, and then losing all their momentum to that new rider that swings away and slips away. As you can imagine, a track full of these rider exchanges is a terrifically chaotic place. So how much experience do you have with Madison racing?
None.
And how much do you like the idea of Madison racing? I actually done 1 or 2 Madison races. In fact, technically I won one. However, it's a ladies in Madison, and they set up a pro and give you Jacob as your teammate. Jacob the Fly